So Adobe just released its generative fill feature, and just check out what it can do with some of our product images. So here we have an etched glass frame that I made quite some time ago, and it looks pretty good, but honestly, the picture itself doesn't really look professional. The background doesn't look good. The lighting on the product itself is alright. You have my little shadow over here, but that's not a big deal. So let's see how we can use Adobe's generative fill to spice up this product image just a little bit. So to start, the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and select the subject. Adobe made it so much easier now to select your subjects just by adding this little taskbar on the bottom. And as you can see, the frame itself was selected. It's just a simple square, nothing crazy. Now let's go ahead and select the inverse, and let's click on this new option down here, generative fill. And let's see what we want to change our background to. So in this case, I want to do an upscale interior home. Let's see how that comes out. So it's going to think a little bit, and then it's going to generate. All right, so that actually looks pretty interesting. It looks like it's inside a closet now. It doesn't look exactly the way I want it to, but it's a lot better than the original. So let's see what other variations it gives us. So it actually starts off with 3 different ones. So that's one. This one actually looks pretty good. I like this one. And this one right there. I think that's the one that I would like to go with. This one actually looks the best. Now, the frame itself looks a bit bigger than I would like it to, but that's all right because honestly, the focus is actually the frame itself. But honestly, it actually came out really good. It looks really good. It looks really nice. Now let's actually do something else, and let's crop it and make it a little bit bigger. And we're just going to select the outside, and we're going to generative fill again, but we're not going to write any text. We're just going to let it do its thing so it can fill everything in the way it sees fit. And there we have it. It actually made it look like it's on a wall, and it looks fantastic. I think it looks super cool. All right, so let's see some of the other 2 variations. This one looks good. I think I might prefer this one. And we have this one. Honestly, my favorite one is actually the first one. And you know what? Let me actually just change this right here because honestly, I don't like this part right here. Just gonna select around it. And let's change this to something simple like a jewelry box. I just don't like how those little ornaments look, so let's see if we can make it a little bit better. Actually, that looks pretty good as is. Variation number 2, I like that one. Variation number 3, that looks good. All right, let's go with variation number 2. All right, so this is actually something super simple that you can do using Adobe's new generative fill feature. I'm using the Photoshop extension, and as you can see, it's extremely useful. Like, you can completely change the dynamic of any image. So speaking of which, let's actually go ahead and mess around with a regular image, with a regular picture. Okay, so here we have a picture that I took when we went kayaking with my wife. So I want to make this a bit different, and I want to see if I can spice it up a little bit, or just make it a bit more dramatic, or a bit more effective. Well, maybe not effective, with a bit more effects. I'm not going to select the subject or anything. I'm actually going to select it myself. So I'm going to use the polygon tool. I'm going to zoom in over here. And I'm going to select the sky. So I'm just going to select around here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now let's generative fill it. And I'm going to do galaxies. Alright, so that actually looks pretty cool. I like how that one looks. Let's see what else there is. That one's pretty dope. I think I'm going to go with that one, and not that one. Alright, so I'm going to stick to this one just because I like that background. Now I'm actually going to switch up these trees. So let's go ahead and select the trees over here. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. We can definitely find a better way to make our selection, but I'm just doing this really quick. All right, so we're down here. Let's go ahead and let's finish it off where the water starts. So around right here. The hair doesn't really bother me, so let's just go around her head. Definitely don't want to mess with the sunglasses, so let's go around that. And we have our trees selected. All right, so now let's go ahead and generative fill this to something a bit more dramatic. So let's do grottos. All right, so this one looks pretty interesting, actually. I kind of like that. Let's see what else there is. There's that one, and there's that one. I like the second one, so I think this one looks pretty good. Now let's give it a little bit more, and over here, let's add some planets. That one I don't like. Don't like that either. This one looks alright. So I think I'm gonna go with these right here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna remove this one because I don't like this one. Let's just generate and see what it comes up with. Okay, looks good. All right, so just to finish this off, one last thing I want to add is over here. I want to throw in some dolphins jumping out of the water. All right, that looks pretty good. So we have that one. We have this one, which I think this one looks a bit better. And this one, I'm going with this one. And there we have it, Adobe Generative Fill. So Adobe Generative Fill has tons of different use cases, and honestly, it's really up to you to figure out how it's going to work best for you. Whether you're making t-shirts, digital art, or photo editing, this tool can come in really handy, and it's just packed with tons of useful features. And that's pretty much it for this video. I know it was a quick and short one. If you liked it, if you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. Once again, my name is Mario with Neko Prints, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.